Hello everybody, Groundback here, and welcome back to the Generation Jumble. Now, I am, sorry I haven't uploaded that much today. I've just been very busy. So I have a lot of replays to catch up on, and I don't think I can do, all of them in a single video. So we have a lot here, so this should be fun. And they're going to be from a lot of different people too. So for this first one, we have AJ versus Great Gusto, both of which are players that I've already reacted to. Actually, it probably won't take long before I'm only seeing people that you guys have already seen before. But both these guys have both been very promising and pretty good, so I'm excited to see how this is. Luckily, I know literally nothing about any of these, playthroughs. So we have STARMIE versus STARMIE. Oh no. Gusto already off to a great start, paralyzing. Not sure if I would have went for Thunderwave with STARMIE. It's not a bad play, by any means. I'm talking about Greg Gusto STARMIE, by the way. And right now he's trying to fish for special drops. And Hydro Pump STARMIE, that's interesting. And Dragonite's also interesting too. Ooh, but a crit. That hurts really hard. Blizzard, not really. Zapdos can take that easily and wins the 1v1. Greg Gusto's already... You had Rhydon, but you didn't switch out into it? And why would you switch into Gyarados when they have Rhydon out? It's obviously going to go for Rock Slide. And staying in with STARMIE when it's already paralyzed? I do not understand the thought process here. Especially when a lot of STARMIEs have, But did that STARMIE already reveal its full moveset? No, but with Psychic... Okay, probably has Blizzard. Okay, so maybe that's not a big deal, but still, I probably would have played a lot more cautiously. And I definitely would have switched into Rhydon. Going in the Heracross is interesting. It has Earthquake. I actually don't... I'm pretty sure Submission isn't a legal move. Yeah, it is. Wait, AJ saw everyone running it? Okay, that is an issue. It definitely does not have Submission. And Golem is also pretty interesting. It's faster than Rhydon. And does manage to win the 1v1, but I'm not sure. And Great Gusto takes out its ace Pokemon, Tentacruel again. That's pretty funny. Wrap Walking the STARMIE. Do you switch out? Yes, you do. Okay, that is a great play. Just a clean play into, a clean play in the Heracross. That was perfect. And unfortunately, AJ was also smart and switched into their Zapdos. I'm assuming they were predicting Heracross, but this is great plays for both players right there. Now, what do you do here? Why do you take out Moltres? You try... Oh, wait, you have nothing you can really switch into. Okay, now it makes sense. You have Earthquake, which does finish off the Golem. AJ has now taken its first casualty. But, yeah, what do you exactly do here? I think Zapdos is cleans up very easily. Interesting that you switched out. Even if it went for Wrap, I think Thunderbolt would have done a lot of damage to Tentacruel. And Blizzard, I don't think would have KO'd you. Would it have? Or you're at half health, so maybe it would have. Maybe Great Gusto can win this after all. Ooh, the last Pokemon's Hisuian Zoroark. Okay, now I'm really starting to... Okay, Paralyzed, yeah. You probably should have switched out there. There was no way you were able to finish off the STARMIE with a single attack. Unless you used a crit Hyper Beam. So Paralysis probably wasn't worth it. But the STARMIE definitely is being annoying. AJ is going to have to find some way of getting an opening, but that's looking increasingly more difficult. The Wrap Miss is nice. And the Hyper Beam does not KO. Honestly, I wouldn't even gone for Wrap there. Since it needs to recharge, I either would have switched out or just gone for, even Surf, I probably would have done more damage than Wrap. But also not a big deal. So, I guess you're just trying to wrap the Gyarados to death? Oh, never mind, you're switching back into STARMIE. It makes a lot more sense. You go for Psychic. Oh, is that how that works? That's interesting. Okay, never mind, I guess they did do the optimal play. Gain some shit damage with Wrap first. But Hyper Beam once again does not KO. Gyarados is really struggling here. Doesn't get Revenge killed, but it does get parried. Great Gusto probably has this. Or, I forgot about Zapdos existing, never mind. Zapdos alone could probably take on the rest of the team now. Because now you just kill with Thunderbolt. Yeah. So that goes down, the Moltres is weak, and you're faster than the Moltres. Faster than the Tentacruel, or Speed Tie. Yeah, it's over. Zapdos has now won the game. I'm not sure how I forgot about Zapdos existing, but it doesn't really matter. GG though. Both players made some good plays, but AJ managed to come up on top. But it definitely wasn't easy. Like, that Starmie was definitely really annoying for them. Alright, so next one we have another AJ versus Grey Gusco. Let's see who ends up winning this time. It's starting off with a Regieleki lead, which, in all honesty, I would probably argue is better than Sceptile, in my opinion. Going for Blizzard, and yes, it was lagging for me too. Oh, he went for Thunderbolt. Oh, you get the paralysis too. That was actually really cool. I guess you were predicting, them switching out. Which isn't a bad play, but STARMIE probably could have handled it. So, I don't know. Ooh, oh my gosh, AJ's getting so lucky with these, paralysis on Thunderbolt. That was 2 10% in a row. And a crit on Blizzard. Oh my gosh. Porygon Z can easily revenge kill. Oh, it went for Psychic instead. That actually wasn't a bad play. And now the Golem also gets taken out. So we have Starmie switches out. Going for Thunder Wave. I think that was probably the best thing to do. And yeah, you might as well just switch to your Gyarados. I don't think they have Thunderbolt, so it's probably fine. You still go for Psychic, so no Thunderbolt. Is Psychic better than Thunderbolt, actually? I feel like Bolt Beam would be better, but I don't actually know. Switching the Rhydon. You probably should have predicted they were going to switch in the Rhydon, in all honesty. You have a free recover here, or do you go for... yeah, you go for recover. Yeah, obviously. But now what do you do? Because they're gonna... do you switch out again? Or... I probably would. Yeah, now they switch in the Rhydon. You switch into Zoroark. Okay, that's interesting. Probably go for... It doesn't matter what they were going to go for. Now they're going to take a lot of damage. Okay, yeah, it's paralyzed, but you also have a Sword Stance, so not that bad. And once you get paralyzed, that could be an issue. Ooh, a part of me almost wonders if you would have stayed in and just get some chip damage in. And Hydro Pump, still interesting, but I don't think it's really worth it on Starmie. I think Starmie's moves are too valuable to be just losing, well, that too, but also, like, missing turns. It just doesn't seem worth it. Doesn't even KO, so now your Starmie's paralyzed. I don't really see how Great Gusco loses this. I think the game's just decided now. As long as he keeps his Rhydon healthy, and he has, like, 4 of the Pokemon he can use, so that should be easy. But Regieleki, with how much it crits, that can still very much cause an issue. But it seems like a bit of a stalemate, but one that I think Great Gusco will eventually be able to break through, especially with the Starmie paralyzed. And right now he's trying to fish for Psychic or Special Drops, which isn't bad, unless you get crit. Yeah, that can do it. But now Starmie's almost out of, like, Hydro Pump power points. And Mega Horn does decent damage to Zapdos. I'm assuming the last Pokemon in the back is probably, Tentacruel. Yeah, I knew it. You really should probably have a normal move on, Regieleki. I think Body Swim is fine. Even if it doesn't do much to Rhydon, being able to potentially, like, fish for paralysis could help you have your, Starmie actually be able to win the matchup again. So I think it's worth considering. Like, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Body Slam, Explosion seems pretty good. But now, like, I haven't even realized that he used both Regieleki and Zapdos. That's actually pretty interesting. I know in Gen 2, like, there's sometimes reason to use both Raikou and Zapdos. But is that worth it here? Don't know, but, this is a really bad situation. Your Zapdos is taking a lot of chip, so Heracross is looking just as scary as Rhydon right now. And, okay, you go for Rock Slide. Do you stay in? No, you don't. But he predicted it again, so now Zapdos is dead. And you only have Starmie, which, the opposing Starmie, and way more importantly, Heracross can easily take out. Hell, considering the Starmie is paralyzed, 2 Earthquakes from Rhydon also just gets the job done. So it is already game over for for AJ, unfortunately. No Lucky Freeze, and even if you switch to Regilucky, Mega Horn hits like a truck, which means Great Gooseco can now outspeed, miss a Mega Horn. I probably would have gone for Psychic, but the game's over. Nothing else you can do. GG. So I think it's a 1-1 now. I'm assuming this next replay is not going to be with Great Gooseco, not going to be with AJ, unfortunately. But this should be fun as well. Let's see, how do you say that? Minori? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Articuno lead is interesting. Your Porygon's unfortunately like paralyzed now, which is annoying. But looks like Rhydon's Earthquake isn't a 2 KO, while your Blizzard almost is. I would have considered, or actually no, switching the Articuno was a great play there. Oh, you get the freeze! And with Tentacruel, or not Tentacruel, Rhydon almost dead? Yeah, that's huge. Like, Great Gooseco essentially has 2 less Pokemon now. You get the Wrap with Alakazam, a free switch into Zap, or the Sceptile, but Articuno resists Grass and has high special, so there's not much you can do. I guess they don't have to worry about Freeze because of Freeze Claws, but yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably just already a very unwinnable position. I don't really know what you do here. Like, Alakazam is obviously just gonna KO. It on its own can just take over anything else. Like, yeah, I would probably just paralyze the Porygon Z. It's already a pretty bad situation for them. Might as well just make it even more just unwinnable. You have, you're going to go for Amnesia, obviously. Now they just have to hope for a crit or a freeze on their own. Which looks like they're not getting, so now Dunsparce can probably sweep. Even with Wrap, it does, well, even the crit, that's just 5%. I guess that's like the best thing you can do here, not really switch. I guess you could have switched into like a Sceptile, but then you need to switch out again, so it doesn't really accomplish much. So I think it's safe to say this match is already pretty decided. Like, you could even just afford to get cocky there and just try to brute force it with Articuno. There's nothing really Great Gooseco can do to stop you. Yeah, Sceptile doesn't do much. Yeah, sack the Dunsparce. Oh wow, Dunsparce is way tankier than I thought. That's actually really impressive. And the Alakazam is paralyzed, right? Yeah, it's paralysis, so okay, that was probably the right move. Seismic Toss probably should have been better there, less risky, but not a big deal. Mega Horn does a lot, but it's Reflectilax. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Seismic Toss probably is the better move to use there. Oh, but you get paralyzed. So now, Tentacruel is annoying, like, that's for sure. But I don't even think it's a big deal. Because, like, yeah, like, now, like, Sceptile just OHKOs everything with Leaf Wave for the most part, outside of the enemy Sceptile. Which, okay, personally, Minori, I wouldn't have, like, stayed in there. Because, like, now it's just really dangerous. Going for 2 Sword Stance is risky. And also might not even work, considering... Oh, wait, did Great Gooseco win? Oh, no, I think they might have won now. Oh my gosh. Minori, you almost had this one, but I just don't think staying in with Sceptile was the right play. Because now it's a speed tie, but... you just don't kill it in time. Yeah. Okay, Minori, you kind of threw. You weren't guaranteed the win, but, like, Sceptile mirrors are just never worth it unless one of you already has an SD up. Now, what you could have done, kind of hard to tell, because even with a single Sword Stance, your Porygon was almost dead, your Alakazam was paralyzed, Snorlax was at 60. Or maybe the right play was staying with Sceptile, but you obviously don't go for Leaf Blade. You should have went for a Sword Stance of your own, and then try to kill with Hyper Beam. Which, granted, that still could have very well, like, gone terribly for you. But, I just couldn't see any other way out of that. So, Great Gooseco, I'm sorry for assuming you were going to lose, But that's really why I watch these replays throughout, like through the very end. You managed to pull that on top, and maybe it isn't like all Midori's fault. It probably isn't. Like, it probably does seem like you did a legitimately good job conserving your Sceptile, which allowed you to get some sword stance up and finish them off. But I don't know the damage calcs. I'm not sure if 2 SD was needed or not. And I'm too lazy to get on the damage calculator right now. So this next one is a rematch, I'm assuming. This should be good. Same length as last time. Switching in the Porygon Z. Wait, I just used the same team. That's funny. Let's see how this goes. If it's the same team, that means that hopefully... Well, for one, you probably shouldn't have admitted that. Even if, like, they can probably assume anyways. But this is where we get to see redemption. You get a free switch into Sceptile. The special drop doesn't actually matter since Leaf Blade always crits. So that's not a big deal. So hopefully we can see you redeem yourself here and be able to take them out easily. You can probably assume that Great Gooseco is, like, also using the same team for the most part. A crit, a Blizzard definitely helps, and another freeze. You've got to be kidding me. Another Ice Beam. Yeah, I guess that's fine to use Ice Beam instead of Blizzard there. Probably would have gone for Blizzard the second time though, in my opinion. But another switch into Sceptile, which you're using to pivot into Porygon, but unfortunately the crit doesn't like help that work out. But at the very least your Sceptile is still safe, which is probably like the most important thing. Paralyzing the Dunsparce could be annoying, but I don't think it cares that much. If anything, I think it's very glad it doesn't have to worry about sleep right now. Or freeze, for the most part. So actually, by paralyzing it, you kind of made it so your Porygon Z has no way of really hurting the Dunsparce. So now it can just set up, and yeah, this Dunsparce is outside of Wrap. Honestly, I probably would have stayed. Because even if Wrap's annoying, it still has a chance to miss. You probably have better odds just sticking out with that. Because with how high like Dunsparce's HP is, it would have needed to go for a lot of Wraps in order to actually kill you. But paralyzing the Sceptile is also pretty good, especially when it loses a turn thanks to paralysis. The Sceptile is essentially dead now, so we definitely are seeing a... Okay, I guess that's fine. I guess you just really want to preserve your Alakazam. Or actually, that makes a lot more sense because you have like a Heracross and Tentacruel on the team. Okay, yeah, I get that. I actually have no problems with that play. That seems pretty good. Alakazam now easily switches in. I don't think anything in the team other than Starmie, which is frozen, can really take it on. Sceptile too can pretty much just clean up now. It still has like Heracross, but I think Earthquake or Hyper Beam is fine here. I don't even think you really bother switching. I think you just like stay with the Sceptile. Because why do you need to preserve it anyways? Just Alakazam right now just finishes off the rest of the game. Earthquake though, that's on your Snorlax, that's fine. Hyper Beam right on. I personally don't think it's good, but it helped you win there, so that's whatever. But now Tentacruel just sweeps. Or not Tentacruel, Alakazam. Yeah. Porygon Z, Starmie are in red health, so it doesn't really matter. Midori already won this game. In finishing up with Seismic Toss, it's funny, not gonna lie. No, is this gonna be a round 3? Also, good job for Midori, doing much better the second time. Definitely seems like they learned from their mistakes from the last game, which is great. You always gotta love to see improvement. And for round 3, Gengar lead and Starmie. This should be fun. Executor 2. Okay, I'm not sure if you already had these teams like made already, but if you're already like predicting they already had Psychic, that's actually pretty good. And now you have a free switch into Porygon. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good play. Annihilate does a pretty good job countering Heracross here. There's not much Heracross can do other than counter. Which, yeah, it does a lot of damage, but whatever. And Nightshade's also pretty decent chip. It's always nice getting some damage on Sceptile. Now you have... How much does Psychic do? Not enough, unfortunately, but the Sceptile is also taking a lot of damage. And I don't think Leaf Blade kills or Earthquake, so yeah, you're fine. You've taken out the Sceptile. Not much you can really do. Porygon Mirror, I imagine, but the Blizzard Mist definitely helps you. Same with the Thunder Wave. They paralyze each other. So now what? Oh man, why does Porygon crit so much? I thought it has like the same as like Moltres, and my Moltres hasn't crit this much in my life. Either way though, this could go either way. The Porygon with Psychic, as you can definitely see, definitely has a better advantage in the 1v1. But do you stay in, or do you just let the Porygon die? I guess this is probably good. Would not have gone for Sword Stance. Porygon hits really hard. And you have a Nihilwave who has Submission. That finishes off. And the Nihilwave actually does survive the recoil. You have Heracross here, but you have Rest. Now this Heracross has like no way of really damaging a Nihilwave other than Earthquake. And even then, that's not even like that great. It only does like decent damage. So I think the Nihilwave here, it can go for more chip damage with a Nightshade. If it gets another chance, it can probably go for Rest. And you have Rhydon, who takes a Psychic. You switch into Executor, easy ground resistance, and Psychic just hits the rest of the Pokemon there for really hard. And this is that right there. That's exactly why we don't use Hyper Beam Rhydon. You would rather have Body Slam so you can fish for Paralysis, or go for Substitute, or anything. Now, you have this Starmie which is sleeping. Not much you can do. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think Sci-Fi Toss is... Oh yeah, it actually worked perfectly here, because now the Starmie can't wake up in time. I'm not sure if you would switch into your Heracross, because your Rhydon is only at 14%, so why don't you sack that instead? And also, like, you probably should have, like, used Psychic on the Tentacruel instead. But then again, you're already in a pretty dominant position, so if you paralyze it, now you just have 2 Pokemon in the red, and... Okay, yeah, you pretty much just made it so that they have no way of actually finishing you off. Submittery, you definitely have won this. They have no way of winning. GG's to both of you. That was a good ass match. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I saw like someone improve, and I very appreciate it. And Greg Gusko, as usual, put up a pretty good fight. Now let's see what else we have. Is this gonna be? I'm assuming it's gonna be another. Okay, looks like we have a rematch between Greg Gusko and Zasterly. This should be a lot of fun. Alright, let's see this. Starmie lead and Starmie lead. We're seeing a lot of Starmie here. And Chansey, which is paralyzed, which means it's actually better now. Now, what set is this Chansey running? Interesting that you don't paralyze the Starmie. You got a crit, which is annoying, but you can always just soft boil it afterward. Even 2 crits, Chansey can just easily take on. Now it's a little bit more dangerous, but you get full para. No, you don't. You get the soft boil, so you're fine. Switching out's also okay there. If you have Thunderbolt here, the Starmie is dead unless they switch out. Or if you get a special drop, which is unfortunate. Another crit's also unfortunate. But you just heal up here. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, switching in the Heracross. You get decent chip with Seismic Toss. Moltres just completely... Ooh, Gen 1 shenanigans. Because no attack happened and the last move used was a normal move, that allowed Heracross to perfectly use counter. So now your Moltres, which would normally be a great counter to Heracross, has now lost half its health. Ooh, that was actually a really great play on Greg Gusko. That was genius. I love that so much. Switching in the Raichu, which finishes off this paralyzed Starmie. This thing probably has Surf for Rhydon, which is also an OHKO. They're trying to gaslight me into thinking Raichu is good, but I will not allow it. Sceptile gets a free Sword Stance up. Getting greedy with 2. This Sceptile is now a huge threat that can pretty much one-shot everything, if not just... Okay, I wouldn't have gone for that, personally. You should just went for the kill. Because now your Sceptile is paralyzed, and it's just dead. Yeah, Greg Gusko, that's 100% on you. Even if you didn't think Hyper Beam was gonna kill, it obviously would have done like 90% of Dunsparce's health, meaning it couldn't do anything afterwards. So that is a massive, massive misplay there. Zasterly can now just easily take this. I don't see any way Greg Gusko can actually win. Like, you build up Amnesias. Paralyzing it was probably a bad move. You should have just kept on trying to fish for a crit, because you're already in a pretty unwinnable situation. And way more importantly, now you, like, can't freeze it. But you ended up critting, so I guess it's fine, but not what I would have done, in my opinion. Going into Tentacruel again, a crit Psychic completely one-shots it. So now you're just... I think you're just screwed. Yeah, and also I agree with that. Just going to Starmie Sack, it's already done its job. You have Moltres, but the Porygon is paralyzed. So now you can just pretty much just use the rest of your resources in Porygon Z and Raichu solely just for taking out the Porygon. Or you can even just like trap it with Fire Spin. So you have Raichu here, gets frozen, which is unfortunate, but okay, this is actually looking very bad all of a sudden. You missed the Blizzard, or not the Blizzard, the Fire Spin. Ooh, I'm not sure if any of you guys like bother going to damage calcs. This would probably be a good chance to do that, to see just how much damage Fire Blast and Hyper Beam do. I still think Zastui can get this with good enough luck, but we'll have to see. I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable. Okay, yeah, Zastui still takes this. They almost lost there. And, Fire Spin. That's interesting. I don't think you need a chip with Heracross. I think Fire Spin would have killed either way. But that was a good game. Not bad. And I hate to admit it, but Raichu definitely did do decent there. Alright, let's see what's next. I'm assuming these other two will also be like these two battling. And it looks like I'm right. So, round 2. Lead Heracross. Interesting, but it seems like a lot of people are running Psychic on their Chansey. Or, not Chansey, Starmie. So, probably not worth it. Go for Cloyster, who I do imagine is pretty good here. You have Starmie, but you can just go for Clamp, easily pivot out, in the Zapdos. And I'm imagining you're going to switch right back into Cloyster. Even if you don't, you can switch in again. Cloyster has high defense, can take the moves easily. Rock Slide definitely hurts a lot though, but not a big deal. You can pivot again. And let's see, getting a little bit more chip in the Starmie, but you probably switch out again. This time the Porygon, a lot less risky, and you probably have Blizzard. So, right on, it's still not safe. Ooh, if you now personally, I would have tried predicting, like, them going to Starmie and going for Thunderbolt, assuming you do have it, yeah. But Paralyzing Starmie is also pretty good. It just makes it less effective. Not sure why you didn't go for Thunderbolt there. That was a little weird, but not a big deal. This is already a pretty, well, I guess actually revealing most of their team is a bit of an issue. But also, I've seen worse. The Starmie's trying to, like, go for Recover, but a bad idea because Porygon was going to crit sooner or later. You have Tentacruel now, who is going to be really annoying. I would probably just sack the Cloyster for the most part. This is not much it really can do now with it being so low, without, like, having something else die first. You probably don't want to get any chip on your Porygon, but then again, you did manage to paralyze the Sceptile right now. And you go for a Blizzard. Not sure why you would go for a Sword Stance, like, on Sceptile when most of their team is still alive and healthy. You always gotta preserve your Sceptile, because a Sword Stance with 85 attack isn't gonna be enough to just, like, KO everything. And also, I do agree here with sacking the Porygon. It can't really do much, it's low, almost dead. You have Rhydon, and you really should have switched in the Cloyster. But I guess it is going for Earthquake there, not a big deal. Rhydon Mirror, if they dare risk it. Obviously they don't, but yeah. Going into Zapdos. Now, do you call it out this time, or do you go for Ogdropek? Okay. It's whatever. Are we going to see the same thing? Maybe go for Substitute, or... Oh no, you went for Earthquake, okay. You get good damage on with the Porygon. Chansey can take this easily, doesn't get frozen. You go for Thunder Wave? Okay, no, you go for Seismic Toss. Not bad. And Chansey being paralyzed isn't bad either. And the Porygon being paralyzed is great for Zastui. Now that the Porygon's at half health, I would probably switch into something that can do more damage. Because Porygon can always just outstall with Psychic and Recover. Especially now, like, now your Chansey's in a really bad position. Hopefully you don't get the Soft Boiled. Okay, the Chansey... Okay, did manage to get it off, but that was really close there for a second. And now you're just getting more and more special drops. You definitely got to switch out now. And yeah, a sack in the Cloyster, by far the best thing you could have done. But this is not good. I don't think Earthquake kills. Blizzard definitely does. So now you're just running out of options. Heracross was really healthy, so I'm not sure why you didn't switch in that instead. Especially since, like, you do so much damage. And now you have Rhydon, who will probably lose to this Heracross 1v1. But now the Heracross is taking a lot of damage. But then again, this now means that Zastui has Zapdos, so... Actually, no, this is fine. I think Zastui just won the game for the most part. Because this Zapdos is... Yeah, it's at full health and not status at all. Yeah, the game's just over. Like, what do you do here? You have Wrap, but it's not going to last forever. Probably would switch out now because it was a crit exactly. But it doesn't matter. Just let the Tentacruel bully the Chansey. Doesn't matter if it dies. You have Zapdos. They have to win a speed tie and have to always hit Wrap in order to stand a chance. Which they probably won't. So, it might take a little bit because Wrap's annoying, but Zastui won this, and I don't see any way for them to actually die now. But let's see if the Chansey gets lucky or not. And this might take a while. So while we're waiting, I'm going to say right now, if you'd like to participate in the Generation Jumble itself, because we still have like, at least like another like few days before a tournament, because I'm like flying to California on the 30th, and it'll probably take like a day or two to get my stuff set up. So you have plenty of time to join and to test out the format. It should be a lot of fun. So yeah, be sure to join. I promise, like, Tentacruel isn't everywhere. Great Gusco, and in particular, is just really obsessed with it. But it's, like, not that bad. And not to mention, Pokemon like Raichu and Moltres are also likely to make, big resurgences. Might even become OU Pokemon. Which means I'm gonna have to put Raichu on the damn tier list again. But we'll see. Raichu also might just be a fluke. I'm not sure if it really has stuff that can help it compete with Zapdos and Regieleki. Probably better than Jolteon, in all honesty, but we'll have to see. Not sure why you don't go for more Wrap. Alright, you got a little bit lucky there, but yeah, we'll see. And I'm gonna have to put this on fast now. I can't. We'll see how much longer this takes. The Chansey's almost dead, but Great Gusco's only really just doing the inevitable here, because Zapdos is at full HP. So, like, yeah, like, we'll see if Thunderbolt kills from here. Probably does. Okay, it doesn't. I always forget how high Tentacruel's special really is. But now, Tentacruel, let's see if he gets lucky. Do I need to put this on fast again? I didn't even need to. Okay, so there we go. GG. Zapdos, is a bigger threat as it usually is. Like, there's not much, like, you could have already done there. So, the last replay, let's see how this is. Okay. This one's a Zastui against Creeperman. So, I don't think I've seen a Creeperman, replay yet. Or maybe I have, don't remember. This should be fun. Zapdos lead. Interesting. Unfortunately, the Gengar misses the Hypnosis. Oh, and gets crit too. Did you go for Explosion? No, you miss Hypnosis again. This is essentially a 5v1 now. But then again, with Metagross, you can probably take that. I would say unfortunate with... Okay, yeah, now Troius is unfortunate. Holy shit, this is going from bad to worse. Oh, you get paralyzed. Oh, you were probably going for Explosion there. Oh, Creeperman, I am so sorry. Oh, not Creeperman, Zastui. Oh, Zastui is having it so bad right now. And all the Pokemon on Creeperman's team is just so good. And they have, like, they don't have much that really opposes them anymore. Like, Porygon can probably beat this Dunsparce now, but... Like, what else do you do afterwards? Okay, do you have Bitter Malice? Okay, it doesn't matter, because you're just put to sleep. So now, like... Oh, this is going terribly. Oh, this is a stomp. Like... Not like this. It shouldn't end like this, really. I personally would probably just sack the Gengar here instead. No reason to let your Porygon take damage. I'm sure you can recover, but I still think it's dangerous. Also, for Creeperman, if you have Explosion, I probably would just gone for Explosion there, because, like, fuck it. Like, Zastui's already in a really bad position. might as well just, put even more pressure on them. And there's the rest. I knew it. I knew there was no reason to worry about the paralysis. You get some free earthquakes here, or they switch out. Sword Stance also wasn't bad, but I don't think it KOs. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, you wasted your Zapdos, or your Sceptile, which was your one real chance. And going for agility there, absolutely the right play. Now there's nothing that outspeeds the Zapdos, it just kills. And it doesn't have to worry about paralysis either. Which, yeah, I think this is already GG. Good game. There's no question about it. That was a stomp. And you definitely should have gone for Thunderbolt there. No reason to paralyze. You already outspeed it. But it doesn't matter anyways, because you already are just in a Disaster is just in an unwinnable situation. But there we go. Like, a clean game. The Zoroark gets a sweep, and it's not gonna KO 4 Pokemon. Please tell me it gets to freeze. Okay, it doesn't, but it got to crit, so just a scummy. So, GG. I think one side was a little bit luckier than the other, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you all for watching. Be sure to participate in Generation Jumble yourself. And until next time, this is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.